Hello, hello. It is day 93 of 365 days of my raw suspending disbelief journey. Today is July 24th, 2024. And today was basically just flipping over from the Spiral of the Rose podcast launch. So this morning, everything was I was in great flow, right? Everything was powerful and moving quickly and easy and all of that. Spent a little bit of my focus in a more content heavy way, content catch up kind of way. And, um, and spending time with my kids and just sort of, yeah, switching to, like I said the other day, that my focus had been so much on the podcast launch that it had been imbalanced intentionally, and now I just sort of overbalanced to the other side to balance it out, and then come back into the middle again tomorrow. But what was really, really remarkable about today was that I was so on fire in the morning, and then all of a sudden in the early afternoon, um, this heavy energy came over me, and I didn't know what it was. I had the thought that I was wondering if it was a collective energy because it didn't feel like it was my energy. And um, it turned out that that was right around when fires had spread into um, the, or had, I can't remember if it was that they had been evacuated at that point or that the fires had spread into the town of Jasper, which is um, fairly close to me by Canadian terms. I know for some of my friends in the UK and stuff, they always are a little bit baffled by our measure of what's nearby. um, but it's about 4 hours from me, and it is a big thing here in Canada. Well, it's a big thing everywhere. It's actually one of those types of tourist destinations that people put on their bucket list from all around the world. It is huge and gorgeous, and it is one of the most absolutely beautiful um, preserved areas, like natural landscapes and all of that. And it is just heartbreaking for it to be on fire. Now, I didn't know this, however. I didn't know that it had spread because I don't watch the news. I don't stay in touch and all of that. But I had this heaviness come over me, and I went. Like, I had that thought that it felt like it was maybe a collective thing, but then I didn't know what it could be that was collective, and I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to take a nap and like see if I can um, boost up my energy again, kind of thing, and get back to it. And I woke up from the nap, and it had done nothing, and I I slept for like an hour and a half. Like, it was a long nap. And I was just yeah, just really feeling this heaviness. And I went online and I saw a friend's post mourning the town of Jasper, and I was able to sort of put two and two together, and I started looking into it. I started watching all of this stuff, and um it was devastating, right? It was absolutely devastating. It's a place that I've visited many times. It's a place that is part of my childhood, is part of the history here, is all of that. And so I completely got sucked into scrolling through the news um, videos and everything about it. And I ended up being absorbed in it until very late at night, until the last news report of the night. And when that news report came, or it was finished, I knew there would be no more news until morning. I knew there would be no more updates until morning. And I felt just super despondent, right? Like I was sitting there going like, I don't know what to do right now. I don't want to go to bed. I'm not tired. I feel like I just felt so flattened that I couldn't even think what to do next. And so I ended up doing what was right in front of me, which was um, finishing with the cards I had pulled myself in the morning. And I had one card left, and it was the name of the card was Overflow. And the messages in the card helped me to realize that I was capable of doing something about this, that I was able to contribute to healing it and fixing the problem. And it blew my mind that the collective heaviness was so heavy that even without me knowing about what was going on, it knocked me down from very, very high up vibrationally. Pardon me, um to at a complete loss instead for what to do, what I could possibly accomplish, how I could contribute, any of it. And anyway, so I did, instead of I don't want to say moping, because there's nothing wrong with grieving the situation that was going on. But instead of just sort of sitting there and suffering and adding my suffering to the suffering of all the thousands and thousands of people who were affected by this, if not millions, I was given sort of the inspiration to do a healing session instead, send healing, send, call in water, call in rain, and all of that from the guides and beings. And I don't know what specifically to call them on here, but just there are ones that I'm connected to that are very powerful, that are very much able to lend their um power to the manifestation of rain. And that is, I'm sure, was thousands of people's prayers that night, not just my own. But at the same time, I was so grateful for the training that I have, for the healing that I've done, for all of the um, learning and growth and all of it. Because when I went to bed, number one, I felt so much more peaceful, and I could just feel that loving, healing energy flowing around and through me. And then number two, when I woke up in the morning, there was rain. And it's not a fix for these insane wildfires, but like they're massive. But it was enough to make a difference. It was enough for um, the people in other areas of our province who had been evacuated to be able to go back home. And it was enough for um, it was enough to inspire hope. And that was for myself, for others, everything. And again, I am not the only one who was guaranteed putting my intentions towards that, but I'm so grateful to have been able to lend my I don't want to say my power, but my healing ability and my spiritual connections with my spirit guides, with my spirit team, to lend that power towards bringing in what was so desperately needed. So, um, not sure if all of that's making sense. I started out saying like this is what day it is, and obviously I accidentally talked about the mornings. So that's, I am doing this a little bit behind. I was way too upset that night to get my episode out. But anyways, it was a really good reminder that as I work on the things that I'm working on, and as I focus on my healing and my growth and even my business, and I had a lot of stuff come up around this for me, where it was like, oh, your like your business does not matter at this point compared to this massive, natural disaster, horrible thing that's happening. It felt so insignificant, and then this just helped to remind me that what I am doing matters, that my success is inevitable, but also my success helps others than just me. So, me discovering and being able to hold financial abundance, for example, helps me to then help others. I can purchase from them. I can increase my learning so that my healing capabilities grow, so that I'm able to send more powerful, stronger healing out into the world. Like there's so many layers to it. And it just adds confirmation to the fact that, of course, my success is inevitable, because I know I'm meant to be here helping people to heal, helping to spread messages that are inspirational and powerful and healing to the world. And I need to have money to do that. And since I'm specifically here for all of that, it is a guarantee that I'm going to succeed, because, like, financially, because otherwise I would not have been given the purpose that I've been given. I would not have been given the massive callings and yearnings to do the things that I'm supposed to do here on this earth at this time, in this lifetime, all of it. So, just such another level of I am always exactly where I should be, right? It's just such a confirmation, so powerful. And also a really good reminder of why I don't tune into the news. And it sounds cold, but my attention is best focused elsewhere. When I'm not being dragged down by these, horrible things that are going on in the world, I am able to stay in that higher vibration and raise other people up with me. So it was just really good reminders all around. Very devastating day still, but at the same time, ended up with a great outcome, ended up with healing and love, and just, couldn't have asked for better. And I'm so grateful that I'm at the point now where something like that, could have knocked me down for a really long time before. And just having it be sort of turned around before I went to bed was nothing short of miraculous for how long it used to take me to get out of ruts like that, where collective energy would take over mine. So just super grateful for that. And yeah, that's what I got for you today. So I will talk to you all tomorrow.